All right. Rach Kroon from This Is Property. How's that going over there, that podcast, now that
it's great.
You've slipped in there with Johnny?
It's been really good. It's been a good few months now.
Yeah, I like it. It's good. And we've got that. That's on YouTube as well, everyone, as well as this podcast and all that. So we've pretty much moved to be a video show, and we do hope that those who listen to our content audibly, that you don't really notice the difference. But for those, we just want to build another audience on YouTube. So there you have it. What's Nathan have to say?
Now, Nathan says, hey all, just after some opinions on what we should do moving forward. I'm a 32-year-old male. We've also got a 31-year-old female and a toddler. Our place is worth around $800,000 with a $400,000 mortgage, and we've got $52,000 in offset. So male earns $1,400 per week net and has $90,000 in super. As of next week, is salary sacrificing $200 per week. 31 female earns $850 per week net and has $60,000 in super. And as of next week, is salary sacrificing $50 per week. We also have around $5,000 in VGS currently. We have around $500 a week spare. Do you think we should continue to build the offset or start to load up on some more VGS? Glen. That's a lot.
Rach, I'm just having a look here. While you were chatting, I grabbed my pen and paper. So this is an ultimate financial planning 101 discussion. And we always have to – it's funny that the producers picked this question because it is similar to the first question. Spoiler, I am the producer. Look – What is your goals? Everything we do in financial advice land on this podcast will go back to what is your goals for your lifestyle and finances. There are other money podcasts, there are other investing podcasts, there's other entrepreneurial podcasts, and the whole aim is to build wealth and print as much money as possible. I'm not cut from that cloth. I'm from the cloth of what do you want to achieve? Let's work back from that and try and achieve that. So I would first say they've got a toddler. My first question, are you planning on popping out any more spawn? Because if you are, okay, well maybe we just need to build a bit more cash buffer and just, chill out a little bit. Sure, you've got your little salary sacrifice there. Love that. So that's what I would do. The male earns female $850.
And those figures are net.
They're net. So can you maybe see what the total $850 times 52, that's 44. So maybe on 60 for the female.
He'd be on just over 100.
He would, yeah, okay. Good financial position. You got a relatively small mortgage and some cash savings. So congratulations on that. Next week, salary sacrificing $50,000, $200 per. Okay. So the male is going to be salary sacrificing $200 per week. Awesome. I'll probably, my first comment is there a discussion in the house where we need to look at having some parity with the super funds? Now, depending on tax rates, it wouldn't necessarily be salary sacrificing more for the lower income earner. It might be better to do some super splitting of the amounts that are going into hubby's, male super. So that's just a little sidebar. Do we want to focus on getting the supers a little bit more even? We also have $5,000 in VGS currently, which is the Vanguard Global Share ETF. And then we have around $500 a week spare. Do you think we should continue to build the offset? Okay, I'm building up the offset. Number one, I want to know that $50,000, what is that? Is it savings for a holiday? Is it a $50,000 emergency fund? Is it saving because we're going to have another child and someone's taking 6 months off work or a year off work. I want to know if you have your full emergency fund and a cash buffer there if there is more children on the way. Honestly, that's my reason for living with that $500 a week spare. Sure, keep the $250 a week overall salary sacrificing to super in the background, knock yourself out, but what is this cash for? So that's what I want to know, number one. Number two, what do you want to do? Is it a goal to aggressively pay off the mortgage? And if that's the goal, well, and this is where you get into this world of paying off the mortgage versus investing in shares or property versus salary sacrifice to super, then investing in shares within super. Whatever way you cut it, whatever numbers that you look at, on paper, the best overall strategy in terms of wealth creation and wealth building and tax minimization is the salary sacrifice capping out super each year, without a doubt. Then we need to say, well, okay, on paper that's better financially. Well, if the goal is to pay down the mortgage, well, we don't want the money in super. The next thing is paying off the mortgage versus investing. Again, categorically, we know over the long term, the investment return, maybe with some franking credits, will be a higher percentage than an interest rate. So could be tracking 8-9%. At current interest rates, you get a mortgage, what, 6, late 5s at the moment?
Yeah, we're in the 5s now.
Awesome. Tim, if you're listening, call me. Hook me up. So we know that investing will give you a higher return, but then enters the chat volatility, risk profile, are the goals there? So these are just questions, and I don't know if I've got an answer. What would you do if they had $500 left over? Because they could, there's a little bit of meat in there. They could buy an investment property if they want to invest.
But I did note that they didn't ask that as one of the scenarios. Yeah. So I would say that property may not be their preference. It looks like their preference is either to pay off that mortgage or to have more VGS.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Well, I would probably, if it was me personally, I would do exactly what I've said. Make sure that the cash does reflect the real world. Emergency fund, if we need a cash thingy for some parental leave, then I would look at capping out super first. Now, if they are a bit gun shy, I was like, oh, we're 30s, we don't want to put money away for another 30 years. Well, sure, let's invest more outside of super in our own name. My only concern is VGS. I'll just read this, everyone, which is the Vanguard MSCI International Share Fund. I'm pretty sure it's ex-Australia. Yeah. They invest in around 1,300 companies from developed countries, excluding Australia. I would probably want a bit more of a balanced portfolio than just 100% VGS. So that's a discussion there as well. Look, if in doubt, you can always do a bit of both. That's also okay. You can, okay, well, we've got $500 a week spare after we do the sal sac. Or is that, as of next week, salary sacrificing. So maybe without the salary sacrifice, there's $750 a week spare.
Yeah.
So we're really, gosh, can I have some tips on how you guys don't spend all your money with a toddler? Yeah, there is actually no answer to this other than if you wanted to, you could, of that $500 a week spare, put $250 into a portfolio in your own name, noting that I think you probably need to look at a more balanced portfolio in terms of diversified, or at least have some Australian equity exposure in there and property and all that stuff. Or Pump the mortgage with half of it. What do you want to do? Whoever wrote, Nathan, what's your wife want to do? Ask her. Do that. Because we need to be both on the same page. But yeah, it's a good one. You know, we do have so many listeners who are in their 30s crushing it with good
And they
incomes.
are crushing it.
Oh, amazing. To have, and that's it. Like, I'm also doing some super splitting and getting her super up a little bit, I think.
You've been talking about that a bit lately. I think it's great, the super
It's the
splitting.
best unkept secret or whatever they call it, best kept secret or something like that in relation to super. And we'll put a link in the show notes or a little thing up on YouTube because we did a dedicated YouTube clip on super splitting. It's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry we can't really help, Nathan, but I just want to say you're crushing it.
Definitely crushing it.
And go and spend some money with an advisor. It's okay to do.
Don't rule out an investment property.
Oh, yeah, all that. That will almost pay for itself.
Oh, depending on what the property is. I just like it to be in the mix.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, it's Glen here. Thank you so much for watching today's video. You made it to the end. Can I ask a favor? Can you hit that like button and maybe hit subscribe if you want to get notified when we release further videos just like this one, whether you watch the Money, Money, Money podcast or Retire Right. And remember, if you want to learn more about investing, I've got an investing book, The Quick Start Guide to Investing, and there's a link in the description to get your hands on a copy. Thank you so much. Bye.